God's bookkeepers are important because they keep track of all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
It would be arrogant for any of us to say we went around and strengthened the disciples or the churches. We don't do it. God does. But if we can ever be used as a vessel, that's the ultimate.
Yes, sir.
That's part of the accounting. And it was accounted unto him.
You know, I had a man who for 50 years would never take communion. He would do foot washing, but he'd never take communion because he said he wasn't worthy. And God knows he really wasn't. But none of us are. But he accounted us as being worthy.
That's right. Yes, sir. He gives you credit.
Yes. It's just as though, I mean, when we have done all we could know to do, we're still to say, I'm an unprofitable servant. Let me just say it this way. My little daughter was about 4, and she loved being around her daddy. And anytime I went somewhere, she liked to go. I was getting ready to do my Bible class one Wednesday night or whatever night of the week it was, because we changed one time to Thursday. But anyway, she wanted to go with me to the 5 and 10 cent store because I needed to get some chalk or something. And she had her little pretty dress on, her hair all done up. And she said, Daddy, can I go look at some toys? And I said, well, you stay where Daddy can see you. We were the only 2 shoppers in the whole store, but I still like to keep track of her. And the shelves were only about this high, so I could see over. And she was where the toys were, and I get my stuff. And she came around, pumped. Daddy, look at this. I've always wanted one of these. I had never seen one of those before, but she had always wanted one of those.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm not asking you to buy it. She said, I have money. I'll pay for this myself. I just wanted, is it okay if I buy this? And I looked at it, and it was $4.98. I said, you have money? She said, oh, yes. And she opened up her little purse, and she pulled out $1.17. She said, see, I told you I had money. So I said, well, then you go pay for it. You go up to the counter then and wait for Daddy. So she goes up to the counter, and I get the lady's grandmother was up there who knew us. And I said, so Marisa said, I'm paying for this myself. And she laid her $1.17 on the counter, and the lady punched the number $1.17 in, and she put the thing in the bag and gave it to Marisa. I said, you stand outside the door, baby. Daddy be out in just a minute. So I go up the counter, and she said, Reverend, the difference is, and she told me. So when we have done all that we can do, it's still not enough. And that's where the grace of God makes up the difference in our minds.
Boy, I spend a lot of my life standing outside by the door waiting on Daddy.
No, that's the truth.